me. This is the second time I've come out to talk. My whole point of being here is not just to tell you about my story and what I went through with my family and my brother, but also I want to talk to you, especially the kids in the room, about choices that they make. And just being okay with life and yourself. I can give you some great examples. My brother and I, we grew up very close, and we lived in the same house, we had the same food, we had the same parents, but we both made different choices in our lives, and I ended up actually losing my big brother when he was 25 years old. He was gunned down coming out of a gym, and since then it's left my family quite devastated, and it's been really hard to get back up and, live after that. My brother he was in grade 6 when we first saw the signs, and I could see a lot of little kids here that are probably around the same age. I saw it when he was being picked on, and he couldn't take it anymore, so he decided to lash out, and he got into a fight with those guys. And ever since then, we started seeing some weird behavior. We started seeing odd people coming into our house, coming around the house, talking to him, kind of targeting him. And I remember my dad had to run out and, tell him to go away and leave his son alone. But then the phone calls started, and then he started demanding a cell phone. And back then, having a cell phone was kind of a big deal. It's not something that everyone would have kind of like now. And I remember when he was 25, and it was about a week before he passed away. I remember finding him in his room, really upset and crying, and I asked him what's wrong and how I could help. And he had told me that he thought that he knew he was smarter than these kids, and he felt like he didn't belong in school, and he felt very different. And for him, his solution was to get into this group, do a few things for them, and quickly get out. But the reality of that is that you can't just get in, deliver a few envelopes for someone. You basically become their puppet, and you have to do what they're asking you to do. And the second you decide that I'm not going to do this anymore, that's when trouble starts, because they don't let you out quite easily. My message here to you guys is, when you're in grade 6 or elementary school or junior high, it's really hard to make the right choice, especially when you have all the pressures on you from not only your parents, but from school. And trying to find a place where you fit in and belong, it can get really hard to make the right choice. But remember that the choices that you make, they affect not only yourself, but they affect the people that you love. If you choose to bully someone, if you want to pick on someone because of the shirt they're wearing, you're not only hurting that person, but you're hurting the people that love them. And if you're the person being picked on, and if someone's picking on you because of, your shirt or your haircut, you gotta look at it as in, what's wrong with that person? What are they getting out of picking on me? And it's usually they're just filling a void in themselves. So it really has nothing to do with you. And I think the secret is, if you can just put your head down and work hard and just get through school and make some dreams. Dream big, because it can happen. You'll get through it. Just be that good kid in school that does their thing. Everybody knows that kid's not going to do anything bad. They're not going to get picked on. And I wanted to say to you guys that, to the kids especially, that there are two things that no one can take away from you, and that's your education and your independence. Those two things can never be taken from you. As long as you have those, all the power to you, you can do anything. I had to live in a house full of darkness and violence and fighting. I watched my brother go down a really dark path. It was really hard for my mom and myself and my dad to do this. And the only thing I could think of that would get me through was to get to school and go to school and one day become a doctor or an engineer. And I ended up doing that, but I also ended up making my dreams come true and becoming a fashion designer and having a clothing line that is respected. And I travel around the world, and I want to really leave that with you guys, that things can happen if you just work hard, make it happen for yourself, make good choices. It's easy to get sucked in, but just remember the people that you hurt. and how much it's not worth it in the end. My brother left the three of us pretty devastated and torn, and the things that he did at the end wasn't worth it. And I saw him crying days before he died, and I saw the regret, and it really isn't worth it. And what you guys think right now that's cool and that's definitely is not cool when you're out of school and living the life of 9-to-5 work. It's way different. Nobody's going to care what you're wearing. No one cares how many friends you are, or how many friends you have, what car you drive. And if they do, you're hanging out with the wrong crowd. But the world outside of school is much different than what you are experiencing right now. So that's all I really wanted to leave you with. And if anyone wanted to talk to me or have any questions, I'm still here, so come out and talk to me. Thanks.